Folks, it is no accident that all of these sexually explicit books are popping up in our libraries across the nation. There's a concerted effort to introduce the kids to these books. I've got a video pulled up here, and this is a webinar that was put on by the American Library Association in 2020. And the woman on the screen here is their legal counsel. Her name is Deborah Caldwell Stone. And she is going to lay out the plan on how states and libraries can continue to bring the sexually explicit content into schools. And she's laying out the plan to be proactive and suggesting that these things need to be done before the state passes a law that restricts that type of content. And she's going to tell you, well, let me just play it.
But ultimately, we found that the thing that needs to happen most, and it needs to happen before these bills are introduced, is sustained messaging that reframes this issue, that takes it away from the idea that these are inappropriate for minors or sexually inappropriate for minors, and promote them as diverse materials and programming that are about inclusion, fairness, and the protection of everybody's right to see themselves and their families reflected in the books in the public library.
The thing that needs to happen most is sustained messaging that reframes this issue, that takes it away from the idea that these are sexually inappropriate for minors, and promote them as diverse materials and programming that are about inclusion, fairness, and protection of everyone's right to see themselves. They know what they're doing. They're trying to trick you by reframing the conversation and trying to steer you away from the idea that these are sexually inappropriate for kids. And instead, they are programming people by repeating things such as diverse, inclusive, fairness. They've been working on this for years. And we hear this very language from the folks in the Cameron School District that are excusing the sexually inappropriate content that they're giving to our kids. Here's the elephant in the room that they don't want us to discuss. You don't have to have explicit content in order to be diverse and inclusive, to reflect other religions and ethnicities. It doesn't have to be sexually explicit. You can have all of those things, and you should, but it doesn't have to have the sexual content. The sexual content is inappropriate. It doesn't matter how you color it up and what flowery language you use to describe it. If it is sexually explicit, it doesn't belong in the hands of children.